There's a warning written in the sky right now, but most people won't see it until it's already too late. This week, something rare is unfolding above us. Not dramatic explosions or wild eclipses this time, but something quieter and far more dangerous to ignore. Because the most powerful storms aren't always loud. They creep in when the skies look calm. That's when they strike. That's when timelines shift. And this one? It's already begun. Everything might seem normal. Your routine is moving, the world looks the same, the clock is ticking like it always does. But there's a strange heaviness in the air, a tug you can't quite explain. That's not your imagination. That's not just stress. It's the ripple of something energetic, something planetary. You're not just waking up to a new week. You're walking straight into a cosmic checkpoint, a realignment, a subtle shift that separates those who are asleep from those who are aware. So before we dive in, I need you to pause and do two things, because this message is not just for you. It's for everyone who's been searching for answers, trying to make sense of why things feel so off, so uncertain, so pressurized. If you feel that in your chest, deep down in your gut, don't ignore it. Like this video right now, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop the number 77 in the comments to show you're one of the wiser ones, the ones ready to use what's coming instead of being used by it. And if this resonates, share it. Help this message reach someone who needs it before they make a move that could cost them everything. Now let's begin. There's something happening in the sky this week, something most people will ignore. But if you catch it, if you really understand what this is, you'll never go back to who you were before. One planetary shift, one precise alignment that's happening midweek will expose something you've been blind to. Not just in the world, but in yourself. And I'll reveal what that is in just a moment, because you need context, you need truth, and more importantly, you need to know why this is happening now. We're stepping into the first week of June, and on the surface it might look soft, peaceful even, but that's the trap. The loudest alignments have passed, but this is when the energy turns inward. This is when decisions become fate, when silence speaks louder than action. Venus is standing out in the morning sky, reaching its greatest elongation from the sun. This means she's furthest away from the light, yet more visible than ever. Think about that. The planet of love, desire, and worth is showing up, clear and alone. That's no accident. This symbolizes your ability to finally see what you truly value, without the noise, without the chaos, without the illusion of what should be. The universe is asking, are you living in alignment with what matters to you, or are you still running from it? That's not fluff, that's physics and energy. What's visible in the sky is becoming visible in your life, and it doesn't stop there. Because as the moon enters Virgo and hits its first quarter phase, pressure will build. And that pressure isn't random, it's a cosmic nudge. Fix what you've been avoiding. Clean what you've buried. Decide what you've been putting off. But the big one, the shift you're not expecting, is coming midweek, and I promise it's going to hit deep. This isn't just another astrological event, it's a mirror. One that won't let you lie to yourself anymore. Whether it feels good or not depends entirely on whether you're ready to see the truth. That's why I said earlier, it might knock the wind out of you. But if you're open, if you're willing to face instead of run, this could be the upgrade you've been praying for. Because this week, the energy is not here to break you. It's here to build you. And the ones who rise with it, they aren't lucky. They're prepared. So let me ask you, are you watching just to be entertained? Or are you watching because something inside you knows this message was meant for you right now? If you're still here, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a 77 in the comments so I know you're with me. Because what comes next in this video, it's not just information, it's revelation. And once you see it, everything changes. Number 1. Venus at greatest elongation. Clarity in love, self-worth. This week started with a message from Venus, but not everyone heard it. Because it didn't come in the form of drama or destruction. It came quietly, subtly, like a whisper across a still lake. On June 1st, Venus reached her greatest western elongation. That means she was the farthest she could get from the sun, while still being visible in our skies. Think about that for a second. The planet of love, beauty, self-worth, and desire, standing apart from the blinding light. Clear, bright, alone. And for those paying attention, this wasn't just an astronomical event. It was a mirror, a test, a revelation. You might be watching this after June 1st, and that's okay, because this moment wasn't just about that one day, it was about what it revealed that still matters now. In fact, what Venus showed us is the very thing you're meant to carry into the days ahead. Her message was this: where have you abandoned yourself in the name of being loved? Where have you chased validation and called it connection? You see, when Venus pulls away from the sun, she's pulling away from distortion. The sun often blinds us with what we think we want, what we've been conditioned to believe is good enough, acceptable, safe. But this week, Venus refused to be hidden in that glare. She stood on her own, alone but radiant, and you were meant to do the same. Maybe you've been shrinking, playing small, saying yes when your soul was screaming no. Maybe you've been staying in the wrong room, hoping someone would finally see your worth instead of walking out and realizing you were the light all along. That's what Venus wanted you to see. Not just love from others, but the love you forgot to give yourself. It's not too late to receive that message, because what's coming next builds directly on it. Venus was the starting gun, and you can't build the life you want if you're still doubting whether you deserve it. So ask yourself honestly, have I been choosing connection over peace, approval over truth, familiarity over growth? Be real, because what you ignore this week will grow louder in the weeks ahead. And I know, it's not easy. It can feel confusing. One minute you're clear, the next you're questioning again. But this is what most people don't realize. Clarity doesn't always feel good. Sometimes clarity feels like heartbreak, like loss, like walking away from the very thing you spent years convincing yourself was right. But when Venus stands alone in the sky, it's her way of reminding you, you are not the absence of their love. You are the presence of your own. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, but for the first time, there's no fog, no dim lighting, no distractions, just you, raw, real, undeniable. That's what this alignment was. A cosmic cleansing of distortion. A chance to look into your own reflection and not flinch. To see your own value without needing someone else to confirm it. And if you missed that moment on June 1st, it's not gone. It's echoing into the rest of this week. Why? Because your ability to see yourself clearly now will determine how you handle what's coming next. Decisions, revelations, and emotional shifts that will test your worth, your clarity, and your standards. So let me be direct. If you're still carrying unworthiness into these next alignments, they will shake you. But if you absorbed Venus's message, even just a glimpse of it, you're already miles ahead. Because the universe doesn't hide what you're not ready to see. If it showed you your pattern this week, it's because you're strong enough to break it. And if no one else has told you this yet, you're not too much. You're not hard to love, and you were never supposed to prove your worth in spaces that couldn't hold it. The clarity is here. Now what will you do with it? Number 2, Moon in Virgo and first quarter. Moon, time to fix what's been ignored. And just as Venus showed you the mirror, now the moon hands you the broom, because clarity without action, that's just a nice dream. But the moon in Virgo, paired with the first quarter phase on June 2nd and 3rd, doesn't let you sit in your realization. It demands movement, adjustment, cleanup. This is the energy of fixing what you've been ignoring, emotionally, mentally, physically. The universe doesn't just show you the truth. It asks, what are you going to do about it now? Virgo doesn't do chaos. Virgo organizes, refines, and restores order. So when the moon moves through Virgo, emotions take on a practical tone. You may start to feel uncomfortable with mess, inside and out. Old habits that once felt normal might suddenly feel toxic. Conversations you've been avoiding might rise to the surface with pressure. You may even look at your daily routine and realize it's not supporting your healing, your peace, or your growth. And that discomfort, it's the gift. It means something is shifting. The first quarter moon marks the action point between the new moon's intention and the full moon's culmination. It's the moment the seed starts pushing through the soil. It's not glamorous, it's effort, resistance, but it's also movement. And this particular quarter moon isn't about huge leaps. It's about small decisions that build real power. So ask yourself right now, what decisions have I been delaying? What routines am I clinging to that drain me instead of build me? Where am I tolerating clutter, physically or emotionally, that's robbing me of clarity? Think of this moon as a cosmic checklist. It's time to finish the chapter you've been stuck in. Clean the wound you've been covering. Burn the dead wood you've been pretending still has life in it. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Virgo energy rewards those who take accountability and take action, no matter how small. And here's the truth. The longer you avoid what needs fixing, the more weight you carry into the next wave of cosmic energy. But if you lean into this, if you get honest, organize your energy, and reset your habits, what's coming next won't feel like pressure. It'll feel like alignment. Because the next chapter doesn't build itself, you build it, one conscious step at a time. Number 3. Venus sextile Jupiter. Unexpected opportunity. June 4th brings a different kind of energy, lighter on the surface, but powerful if you know how to work with it. Venus in Aries forms a sextile to Jupiter in Gemini, and while most people will call this luck, the wise ones, you, will know better. This isn't luck. It's alignment. It's a moment of opening. But here's the truth. An open door means nothing if you don't walk through it. This energy is magnetic, but only to the bold. Venus in Aries doesn't wait around for permission. She moves with fire. She chooses what she desires without shame. And Jupiter in Gemini? It's like gasoline to thought. Ideas move faster, conversations spark possibilities, and opportunity doesn't come politely. It crashes in mid-sentence, disguised as a random message, a new connection, or a sudden urge you can't explain. You might wake up that day with an idea that won't leave you alone. A desire to text someone, start something, book that ticket, say that thing you've been rehearsing in your mind for weeks. That's not a coincidence. That's a cosmic nudge. The universe speaks in impulses sometimes, and this is one of those moments where action is the language of faith. And if you've been healing from heartbreak or loss, you may feel something surprising, a glimpse of expansion, a little spark of joy again, a random laugh, a new face that feels familiar, or even the realization that what you thought was love was really a lesson preparing you for what comes next. Because sometimes what feels like loss is actually just space. Space the universe had to make so something truer could find you. But don't get it twisted. This alignment is not a handout. It's an invitation, an energetic green light. But you still have to steer the car. Ask yourself, what have I been quietly craving? What idea have I been pushing down because it feels too bold, too soon, too risky? What if it's not too soon, but exactly on time? The truth is, this kind of alignment doesn't last long, so if something clicks, if something calls you, follow it, even if you don't know where it leads yet. Number 4. Mercury sextile Mars. Speak, decide, move. June 5th is not the day to second-guess yourself. Mercury in Gemini forms a sextile with Mars in Leo, a rare meeting of mind and motion, clarity and courage. And if you've been waiting for a sign to speak your truth, to act on that idea, to make that move, this is it. No more overthinking, no more sitting in silence, hoping the moment will feel more perfect tomorrow. Because Mercury and Mars, they don't wait. And if you hesitate, this window will close faster than you can say, "I should have." This alignment is electric. Mercury in Gemini is sharp, fast, overflowing with ideas. Mars in Leo is bold, confident, fiery. Put them together and you've got lightning in your lungs. Words with weight, actions with impact. You might feel it rise in your chest that day. A truth that needs to be spoken, a decision that can't be delayed, a desire that finally refuses to stay quiet. That's not anxiety. That's momentum, and it wants to move through you. Ever felt like you've been holding something in so long it starts to ache, like an unsent message sitting in your throat? This is the cosmic green light to hit send, not just digitally, but spiritually. Say it, do it, risk being seen. Because silence might feel safer, but it won't take you where you're meant to go. Clarity without expression becomes pressure, but when you speak it, when you act on it, it becomes freedom. Ask yourself, what truth have I been swallowing? What idea have I been playing with but never fully committed to? What dream have I been dimming to keep things comfortable? Mercury and Mars are asking you to turn the volume up. This is not the week to whisper, it's the week to roar. And if you're scared, good. That means it matters. But fear is not a stop sign, it's a doorway. And on the other side of this energy is relief, release, and a new level of power you've been holding back for too long. So say it loud, say it bold. The planets want volume this week. Number 5. Venus enters Taurus, ground in beauty, power, and self-loyalty. June 6th brings a shift, a soft landing after a week of fire, speed, and decisions. Venus, after lighting up the skies in Aries with boldness and desire, returns home to Taurus. And when Venus is home, the message changes. The noise fades, the chase slows, the body speaks. This isn't about speed anymore, it's about substance. It's about what really lasts, what nourishes, what grounds you. Venus in Taurus isn't loud, but it's powerful. This is sensual energy, real, rooted, and unapologetically loyal to what feels good in the right way, not the addictive chaos of toxic love or short-term validation. No, this is the kind of beauty that feels like a deep exhale, a safe space, a home within yourself. So now the universe asks you something different. What makes you feel safe? What do you truly value? And what are you no longer available for, even if it once felt comfortable? Because this energy is about boundaries, not barriers. It's about choosing peace, not because you're avoiding life, but because you're finally choosing your life. This is the perfect time to look at your relationships, romantic, personal, financial, and ask, do these things reflect my worth or my wounds? Have you been giving your time, your love, your energy to things that don't give back? Have you been keeping the door open for people who wouldn't walk through it if it wasn't convenient for them? Be honest. This isn't about blame. It's about upgrade. You are not hard to love. Let me say that again. You are not hard to love. You've just been offering discounts to people who couldn't afford your truth. And now Venus wants you to raise your standard, not in anger, but in grace. Take this moment to breathe, to slow down, to wrap yourself in the kind of energy you've been trying to get from others. This is a moment of restoration, but don't fall asleep in it. Grounding isn't the end, It's the preparation for what's next. So treat yourself like you're already everything you've been waiting for, because you are. Number 6. Arietids Meteor Shower. Peaks, unseen insight. June 7th, something strange and sacred is raining from the sky, but most won't notice. No flashing lights, no dramatic display, just a quiet storm of insight falling through the daylight. The Arietids meteor shower reaches its peak today, and here's what makes it different. It's invisible to the eye. A powerful meteor storm that happens in broad daylight, hiding in plain sight. But just because you can't see it, doesn't mean it's not happening, doesn't mean it's not real. This energy is the definition of the unseen becoming known. The kind of magic that doesn't shout, it whispers. These meteors streak through the sky at up to 38 miles per second, bursting through the atmosphere like tiny messages from the universe. And no, you won't see them with your eyes, but you will feel them in your mind. Think of this day like a cosmic download center. You might be doing something completely ordinary, walking, washing dishes, drifting off to sleep, and suddenly an insight hits. A memory resurfaces. An idea lands with a weight it didn't have before. That's no accident. That's the shower speaking to you. Ask yourself, what thoughts keep returning today, like they're circling your mind on purpose? What feeling keeps tugging at your gut? This is the kind of energy where the universe delivers breakthroughs disguised as background noise. It's easy to overlook, but the wiser ones, the quiet ones, they tune in. So here's what to do. Write your dreams, even the weird ones, especially the weird ones. Sit in silence, even just for 5 minutes. Trust the insight that seems to come out of nowhere. And most of all, listen, not just with your ears, but with your inner knowing. Just because you can't see the miracle doesn't mean it isn't unfolding. The Arietids remind us that the most powerful shifts don't always make a sound. Some are so subtle, they slip into your soul before your mind even notices, and that's the point. Insight doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it rains softly through the sky at noon. So if you're feeling something today that you can't explain, don't ignore it. Like this video, subscribe to stay aligned with the skies, and comment 77 if you're open to the downloads the world can't see, because after this, the veil thins. And the secret I promised you is finally ready to be revealed. Number 7. The secret you were promised. Remember earlier when I said one shift this week might reveal what you've been blind to? The moment you've been waiting for, the secret I promised at the start of this video, it's here. And it's not a planet. It's not a retrograde. It's not even the meteors or the moon. It's you. This whole week has been a setup. Venus stepping out from the sun to show you your worth. The moon pushing you to clean the wounds you've been hiding. Mercury and Mars lighting fire under your voice and your feet. Even the invisible Arietids reminding you that the most powerful forces are often felt, not seen. All of it has been pointing toward one moment of clarity, one reflection you couldn't ignore anymore, the part of yourself you've abandoned. Maybe it was subtle, a pattern you kept calling just how I am, a voice you kept silencing because it made things complicated, a feeling you numbed so well you forgot it was even there. But this week, the veil got thin. And now, there's no more hiding behind the busy, behind the healing, behind the excuses that sound reasonable but feel hollow. The mirror is up, and it doesn't lie. The truth? You've outgrown something, a version of yourself, a role you've been playing, a belief that used to protect you but now just keeps you small, and you're seeing it now. Not because it's convenient, not because you were ready, but because the energy demanded it. The planets aligned to shake you out of illusion. And while most people will run from that reflection, you won't, because you're still here. Listening, feeling, facing. This is the real event, the one inside you, the one that will echo louder than any eclipse or transit. Because once you see yourself fully, you don't go back. Not to shrinking, not to pretending, not to calling survival success. So what do you do now? You let the old version of you grieve. You thank them, and you choose again. With louder love, with clearer eyes, with a spine that doesn't bend every time the world tries to make you small. Some people will run, but the wiser ones will finally stop pretending they don't see their own truth. And if that's you, if this week cracked something open, then you already know what to do. So now you know. This week wasn't just about the planets. It was about revealing the part of you that's been waiting to rise. Every alignment, every shift, every silent moment was leading you back to your truth. Don't ignore it. Don't minimize it. Use it. The universe doesn't give you this kind of clarity for no reason. Step forward with it. If this message spoke to your soul, like this video, subscribe for what's still unfolding, and comment the number 77 to show you're not running. You're rising. Share this with someone who needs the mirror. The sky is moving, so should you.